What it do? What it do? Welcome to the Genius Club. I am your boy, Lean Gene. And man, what's going on with this the National Guards in Chicago? And why is motherfuckers so mad? You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy to me, because if you look at in DC, if you look at the crime rate, it went down. I seen a lot of people going crazy in DC, talking about it's my streets, it's this and that, and all protesting and all this. But the crime rate down. It may not stay that way, but I think that you got to put some fear in people. You know what I'm saying? So I hear what certain people is saying about federal funding. I hear that, but motherfucker been trying to do federal funding for a long time. That shit don't really go nowhere, because money ain't just growing off of trees. You know what I'm saying? So you got the country already in a hell of a deficit. You got to put some fear in these niggas, man. And I believe that wholeheartedly. So let's check out what who was this? Who was it?
President, do not come to Chicago.
The mayor. Let's go. Let's look at it.
You are neither wanted here nor needed here.
The governor of Illinois. Other things he said today: unprecedented, unwarranted, illegal, unconstitutional, un-American. All of these words used by Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, who says he has had no conversations with the president about deploying National Guard troops to Chicago. That city actually seeing a historic drop in violent crimes in the first half of 2025. Despite this, it's the city that President Trump says he has his eye on.
To the public servants who have forsaken their oath to the Constitution to serve the petty whims of an arrogant little man. To any federal official who would come to Chicago and try to incite my people into violence as a pretext for something darker and more dangerous, we are watching, and we are taking names.
So that's the governor, right? That's the governor of Illinois. He talk about don't come here. Motherfuckers is dying in Illinois. You know what I'm saying? Chicago, to be very clear. If you go look on the page the Chicago News, you'll see all the crime happening. And it's all bad. You know what I'm saying? Switches, Dracos, everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And, I believe something got to be done other than trying to get more money to fund things that, you need a hell of a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? You can't fight that shit with all. First of all, you got too much social media access, rap music, movies, you know what I'm saying? White collar crimes. I mean, all of this shit going on. So you can't expect for motherfuckers to be living here in the United States and be looking like, oh, well, somebody gonna be hungry. Somebody gotta feed the wolves, or they gonna get the feeding themselves. You know what I'm saying? So let's take a look at what the mayor said, man, because he a fool.
Instead of spending hundreds of millions of dollars for a publicity stunt to invoke chaos and terror, the federal government should spend that money on proven solutions to crime and violence reduction. We cannot incarcerate our way out of violence. We've already tried that, and we've ended up with the largest prison population in the world without solving the problems of crime and violence. The addiction on jails and incarceration in this country, we have moved past that. It is racist, it is immoral, it is unholy, and it is not the way to drive violence down. We cannot return to the same failed strategies that got us here in the first place. Under the previous presidential administration, we requested more federal resources to address gun violence in our city. We continue to make that same call. We have made significant progress on our own, but there is so much more that we can do if we had real support from the federal government. Our communities need more federal resources for public safety. There's no question about that. But unsolicited, unwarranted military takeover is not needed.
Okay, he said a lot of nothing right there to me. You know what I'm saying? He brung up racism. You know, racism is a is a way bigger problem. That ain't gonna never change. Racism is if you not, it's just not gonna never change. So you gotta like, you know, as a culture, and I'm speaking to black people right now. As a culture, we have to be the ones to say, hey, you know, I know this is going on. I know that is going on. I know woo woo woo. How can we make it better? We might not be able to make it better financially. So you got to understand that. You know what I'm saying? As a black culture, we looking like, man, we want the Rolls Royce, we want the nice house, we want the, you know what I'm saying? We chasing after something that is might not even be possible. Not for the whole culture. Yeah, you might get a few niggas here and there, but you know, that shit ain't gonna never change. You heard with Kanye West, P. Diddy, every rich nigga come out and say the same thing. You know what I'm saying? You could be a 10 billionaire, you know what I'm saying? You can't bring that money to the culture. You know what I'm saying? They just ain't gonna let you. So racism, that's out the window because he that's not gonna fix it. He brung up the federal funding. I mean, like I said before, you know, that's been going on for. It's just not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? I believe fear is the only thing that's gonna put, shut these niggas down because it starts with the homes. You know what I'm saying? It start with the kids being at the home and being raised. It's over for that because it's systemic. So you can't. It's over for that. You know what I'm saying? Put some fear in these niggas, man, and that's it. Cause it could be your son dying, it could be your kid dying, it could be your brother dying from some switches, and it have been a lot for a lot of black people. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just not agreeing with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not agreeing with that. Um, let's take a look at I forget this lady's now. I don't know none of these people. You know what I'm saying? I just be checking it out, seeing what every motherfuckers is saying, and they don't sound right. You know what I'm saying? Let's check it out.
I do want to ask you this then. You said that's not what Chicago needs. So what does Chicago need right now?
Chicago needs to make sure that federal funds to shore up our social safety net, whether it's from Medicaid, whether it's for food programs, whether it's support for after school programs. That's where we need the federal government to step up and do its job. But what we don't need is a manufactured crisis where the military is here. So Donald Trump gets this visual of acting like he's the commander in chief and taking over control of local cities. That is a stage act. We don't need that. We need him to focus on doing what he said he would do, which is to lower gas prices, to lower grocery prices, to make sure that we're not involved in any more foreign wars. All the things that he promised that he was going to do, he's failed miserably. So this is a distraction from the fact that in 9 months, he has failed to do his job as president of the United States.
That sounds ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? For somebody to be in a high position, and to think like that is wild to me. It's like, yeah, I'm for my black people and all that, but we gotta be 100. Our culture is like not no other one. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it brings me back to what I was saying. We have to be able to understand something that other cultures may not have to. You know what I'm saying? Uh, yeah, it go deeper than all of this when it comes to black people. Black, African, whoever you want to call it. Latinos. Uh, you know, because those are our people. And we the ones basically struggling in America and been struggling forever. So, you know, it's deeper than that. And I think that we probably need to go back to the drawing board and start looking at other options. You know what I'm saying? because trying to force our way into this, yeah, you can get some money out here. You know what I'm saying? But the money it only goes so far. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't gonna change the community. It ain't gonna change our culture. It ain't gonna change our culture to fit in to society. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be willing to do way more of a deep dive and understand way more shit than what we talking about. You know what I'm saying? And man, that's what I think about. I think it's a good thing that I don't want no martial law or nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I think that, yeah, you got to put some fear in these motherfuckers, man, like the Lord would. So that's how I feel about it. And y'all let me know what y'all think about it, man. Like that like button, comment, subscribe, and give your boy some goddamn engagements, because your boy trying to grow. I'm out.